I guess 5. Yeehaw. All right, so let me do some adjustments here so that I can do what I'm looking to do. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know I could do that. All right. It's amazing what you learn when you don't know what the hell you're doing. All right, so welcome to another video. This will probably be one of the last videos I do where I'm just talking at you like this. I've got a product coming in to start reviewing again. I know this is getting old and bothersome, but quite honestly, there's been anything come out that has piqued my interest. I mean, it's not like I'm going to do pod systems or anything like that, and nobody's coming out with anything worth a shit. There's a few companies that are still on the horizon that are still coming up with stuff. However, it's few and far between, and because I have to pay for this stuff myself, some of it is a little cost prohibitive. Let's take, for instance, like the Saga from Vapors Cloud. Even wholesale, that thing's freaking expensive. I mean, it's way too expensive for what it is. Let's put it that way. But I do have new product coming in to review. So like I says, this will probably be one of the, this is like the 4th one in a row. And I feel your pain. I do. I feel your pain. But anyway, our topic today is going to be all this death and doom and despair of vaping. People have died. People are going to continue to die. And, well, that's a problem. However, it's not being represented in the most honest of fashions, which, if you've been vaping for any length of time, you understand that honesty in the media and government agencies do not go hand in hand. So let's have a vape. I tell you what, let's put an adjective. Let's have a safe, non-death causing vape. How's that sound? Does that sound good? Okay. All right, cool. All right. So that kind of fucked up the camera a bit, didn't it? All right. So let's start talking about, and I've got stuff open up over here. So if you see me looking, wow, really? Is that what it's going to do every time I scroll the page? Hold on, let me see if that's what it's going to do. Okay, yeah, it's going to make me hiccupy. But there's a couple things that I want to actually read and I want to talk about. And these are the first one that I'm going to open up, and I'm going to probably freeze. Yep, there we go. The first one I'm going to open up comes directly. Come on, catch up. Catch up, little screen. All right. The first one I'm going to read is directly from the CDC itself, because I wanted context for everything we're fixing to talk about. So hold on. Let's let that load up and let me catch up speed-wise. Okay. All right, cool. We're on. All right, so this is directly from the cdc.gov, tobacco data statistics. So worldwide, tobacco use causes more than 7 million deaths per year. If the pattern of smoking all over the globe doesn't change, more than 8 million people a year will die from diseases related to tobacco use by 2030. All right. So if nothing changes, it's going to get worse. Okay. This is the one thing that I was looking for. Cigarette smoking is responsible for more than 480,000 deaths per year in the United States, including more than 41,000 deaths resulting from secondhand smoke exposure. This is about 1 in 5 deaths annually, or 1,300 deaths per day. Are you with me? 1,300 deaths per day. 480,000 in the United States. Just the United States die. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and freeze up a little bit as I change over screens, and I'll try to do this incrementally so I won't freeze up too much. Let me okay. The story of this headline is, and I know there's some who say don't engage with these kind of stories, news media or whatnot, but this one is so tragically fucked up that I had to. I mean, I had to. I wasn't planning on making a video today. I had no interest in making a video today. I was going to wait until the product came in, and then you wouldn't have to see Mug up here. So, but the title of this is "The Mysterious Rash of Vaping Lung Illness is Hitting Young Marijuana Users Especially Hard, and Experts Still Don't Know Why." Okay. There, you can unpack quite a bit just from the title. So that's this thing. Experts don't know, but common, ordinary, everyday people know why. Okay. All right. So let me scroll down. I'm going to freeze up again. All right. Just a minute. Okay. Am I back? Okay. And here is, apparently they're doing like synopsis on stories now. So I'm going to read this whole thing here. I'm not going to read the whole fucking article because it's really, really long. But I will, however, read the entire synopsis. Mysterious vape-relating lung illnesses have cropped up across the U.S. this year. On Friday, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said it had tallied more than 450 possible cases so far. At least 6 people have died after vaping across 6 different states. Many of the cases involve vaping THC and other cannabinoids, but some involve vapors who inhaled only nicotine, the CDC said. No. CDC? No. Okay, yeah, one more time. No, nobody has been hospitalized because of nicotine in their vapor. If that was the case, we would have seen it long before now. And there's actually a paragraph in the story that we'll cover that kind of addresses that, as it were. Okay, so the safest thing to do, the CDC says, is consider not using e-cigarettes. It's still not clear why these cases are popping up now, or what the source of the illness may be. But vaping oils may be to blame. Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Okay. So, so that's kind of a little synopsis of what we got going on here with this dumbass article. All right. So, and then we have a 6th death in Kansas, resident over 50. And here is the plea from the Secretary for the Kansas Department of Health and Environment, Dr. Lee Norman. If you or a loved one is vaping, please stop. The recent deaths across our country, combined with hundreds of reported lung injury cases, continue to intensify. Okay, so here's the deal. If you and a loved one is vaping, please stop. Okay. That's retarded. Now, I come to expect a certain level of retardation and stupidity from our elected officials. What I've always maintained is I think people who go into politics, your everyday people, not your people who are, born and bred and groomed to go into politics, not Kennedy-esque. Your average everyday motherfucker who goes into politics, they do have high hopes. They do have, they think they can change the world. And then they get there and something unique happens. They go stupid. They go beyond stupid. They go into negative IQ numbers. And it's money, which, duh, money, the root of all evil. So anyway, but what they're doing here is, I think it was Grimm said something that stuck with me. I think he said just in passing, but it stuck with me hard as hell, is these people are calling this, well, no, let me start over. This is vaping. This is vaping. This is vaping. Whoops, don't grab my top cap. This is vaping. This is vaping. It's fucking vaping. Okay. Damn, I wish I would have brought some tea in here. That's vaping. And what that is a noun. What we're doing, this is a noun. This is a descriptor of a thing. So that's what we do. We vape. However, the act of what I just did is a verb, and that is vaping. So no matter which one of these I pick up and I'll make vapor off of them, it's the act that is the what do we got here? I'm live. But what's happening here is they're using the verb, but showing the picture of the noun, or saying that it's the noun that's causing the problems. It's not this. History lesson for those of you who don't know, vaping has been around in the United States since about 2007, 2008. So we've got 10 years of people vaping. Now, this current incarnation didn't really become popular or mainstream until around about 2012, 2013. So in that regard, no, we don't have any long-term data. But what the shit they were using before, fuck, if you were going to die, that'd be the shit to die from. I mean, these people are using tea bags and shit. I mean, so, but we've got, 10 years, and in all actuality, vaping has been around worldwide since about 2001. It was created by a doctor in China by the name of Han Lick, who watched his father die from smoking cigarettes, and he was a doctor, and he said, there's got to be another way. So he came across a patent from the 1960s of a vaporizer. Yeah, a vaporizer has been around since the 1960s. The dude who did it didn't patent it, or no, he didn't renew the patent. And I guess nobody was interested in buying his product, so it just languished. It didn't do nothing. And that's how come we can all use this without having to pay, is because the patent expired and nobody picked it up until 2001. So anyway, I digress. The problem here is the words that they are using are not describing what the problem is. Okay, so let's go ahead and then here on Friday, the CDC announced that at least 450 total possible cases of vaping-related lung illness. It's not fucking vaping. They're using drugs. I'm sorry, it's not vaping. All right, so CDC says they advise you don't do this shit. Okay, so it's still not clear what's causing these life-threatening issues, but they tend to sprout up in a matter of days or weeks after people use e-cigarettes. Now that one is a bold-faced fucking lie, because an e-cigarette is this. Even if you put a cartomizer on top of it that is filled with THC, that's not an e-cigarette. That's an e-fucking joint. So that is right there. That's where we get into problems, because they're equating one with the other. Okay. And then it got in parentheses here, which is full of shit. Though some of the people who've gotten sick said they've been vaping for years before they fell ill. No, they didn't. They may be vaping other stuff, but it wasn't nicotine that they were vaping. Okay. Then it's got what it does. One death is too many. Minnesota Commissioner of Health Jan Malcolm said. One death from this outbreak is one too many. Okay. Shit. Is there a way you can do a word count on this thing? I bet there is, but I don't know how. Okay. While no specific e-cigarette or vape juice has been linked, illnesses tend to pop up among young people and men who are vaping cannabinoids like THC. It's not an e-cigarette. It's not a vape juice. It's something completely different. You don't call a bicycle a car. Yeah, they both get you from point A to point B, but they're not the same fucking thing. Then, okay, yeah, and adults are not being spared. Yeah. And then it goes on into dank vapes, which is a thing that it's a thing, I guess. Dank vapes. There's other videos on that topic. I'm not going to cover that stupid shit. Just beyond the fact that it's calling it vapes, which it's fucking not. That fucking annoys the shit out of me. And then Mitch Zeller got a quote. You remember Mitch Zeller? Yeah, good old former director of the FDA, Mitch Zeller. I guess he still works for him. He's just doing regular tobacco products now. Okay, here we go. Here's one of them paragraphs that I want. The CDC cautioned that while many of the cases involved THC, there were some vapers who used only nicotine and got sick. Parentheses. 17% of the patients in the study said they only used nicotine in their cigarettes. You lying cockfucks. You're liars. You don't go to the hospital because of nicotine. If you went to the hospital because of nicotine, everybody who smoked be in the fucking hospital. Are we clear there? Okay. Because I don't know if I was circumspect in that at all. They're lying fuckers. What they're doing is they're going for attention, or they ain't going to tell the truth that they out there smoking some motherfucking ganja. That's what it fucking boils down to. Nobody gets sick off the nicotine. Now, I have seen people get sick off the PG. I've seen people get sick off of the Chinese juice. I've seen this with my own eyes. So I won't say that you don't get sick off of e-liquid if it's not from the correct source. However, nicotine in vape juice, no. Okay, if you've got a bottle of 100%, not 100%, 100 milligram per gram, whatever, 100 nicotine, and you wash your hands with it, okay, yeah, you're going to the fucking hospital. You're probably going to fucking die. You're going to the hospital. But that's not what these fuckers are doing. They're vaping. They're vaping off of a juice, juice. There's not that much fucking nicotine in it. Even at the jewel pod level, it's such a small amount of nicotine per the amount of liquid. It's not good for you, especially to inhale it. 50 is not good for anybody. I'm sorry, that's just my personal take on it. But yeah, no. Nobody's going into the fucking hospital because of the fucking nicotine. They're putting something else in there, or there was something else, a different source. But that just, they threw the whole nicotine thing in there because they're coming out on the side of as more information gets out there, more information, and they've been saying it's vaping. Well, now they have to throw in some nicotine stuff now that everybody's finding out it's the THC shit. It's this dank vape stuff. And so they have to put something in there. And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they just made that 17% up. I would not be surprised. That would be pretty much in line with our government and our federal agencies lying their asses off. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, I'm just reading through here real quick. Did you know that the vaping industry is largely unregulated? It's in bold letters here. There's hundreds of different chemicals. Oh, okay, yeah. This is the one. This is the reason you're watching this fucking video. Okay, if you're even watching it. Hold on. Trigger alert. Because the vaping industry is largely unregulated, there are hundreds of different chemicals in vape liquids on the market. No. No, that's a lie. There are not hundreds of different chemicals in vape liquids. The only way you could possibly consider that there's hundreds of different chemicals in vape liquids if you're counting the the sum of all vape fucking juices made, the different flavors, because there's at least 100 different flavors, so each flavor would be a chemical. So then that would be 100 different chemicals, right? That makes sense, but that's not what they're fucking referring to. They're saying, and God, this is fucking bold ass shit. This 60 ml bottle has hundreds of chemicals in it. In case you didn't know, no, there's not hundreds of chemicals. There's actually 4 ingredients, and I'm not even sure. I'd have to look up the definition of chemical. I'm not sure if VG is a chemical or not. VG, PG, nicotine, and the flavorings. Now, I would assume the flavorings are because they're man-made in a lab. So, okay, I would call them chemicals. But this is my juice right here. And I can tell you exactly. There is VG, no PG, nicotine, and this is 3, so 3% nicotine, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different chemicals if you go into flavorings as a chemical. So that's what, 8 chemicals if you want to stretch the definition of the fucking truth. Yeah, no, there's not hundreds. So entertainers, chemical cocktail, juice mixtures, yeah, flavors that they deliver. There's PG, VG, that help vapes. VG and PG are both in e-liquids that help vapes deliver drugs like nicotine and THC. Okay, now this is another fucking trigger for me. This is another industry stealing from us, and it happens all the fucking time. It happens all the fucking time in the business world. But this is the one that pisses me the fuck off. Is there's PG and VG in this. I don't know what's in this fucking shit that they're vaping, this THC stuff. I have no idea what the chemical fucking makeup is it, because I don't fucking do drugs. I probably need to, now that I think about it, good triggered ass bastard. But they're using our stuff and bastardizing it and using it for THC. Now, back when I was younger and I actually sampled the drugs, if we wanted to smoke marijuana, there's a thing called zigzag fucking papers or a fucking empty soda can. You thieving ass fucking bastards. Quit fucking up my way of life. I'm trying to not die, and you're fucking this shit up just so you can get a fucking buzz. Okay. And then they go on about this vitamin E acetate, and I've heard quite a bit about this lately, and I didn't do A whole lot of research on that, so we'll leave that for another time. Let's see here. They're leaving no stone unturned. Okay, and then we have a quote from a Professor Thomas Eisenberg at the Virginia Commonwealth University Center for the Study of Tobacco Products. Well, that's a fucking mouthful, isn't it? Really? I mean, just on a side note here, do we need to fund a university center for study of tobacco products? Haven't we kind of learned all we kind of really need to learn about tobacco? Is there really any stones that have been unturned here? That are left to be turned over? It sounds like someone's getting paid for doing a whole bunch of nothing. That would be my thing. But he makes a quote here, Mr. Professor Thomas Eisenberg. It makes me wonder whether if we pulled 100 electronic cigarette users off the streets and got some of their lung fluid, bitch, try to take my motherfucking lung fluid, I bust a fucking cap in your fucking head. How many of them would have lipids in their macrophages? Macrophages, Eisenberg said to Insider last week. They're not experiencing symptoms, but they have the underlying cause. Oh my God. I have underlying cause. I don't. Is there a cure for that? Anyway, they're not experiencing symptoms, but they have underlying cause. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Hey, son. Hold on just a minute here, people. Let me mute the microphone. All right, so we're back. So they're not experiencing symptoms, but have underlying cause. To me, that's saying cause and effect isn't a thing. And what does that even fucking mean? I mean, they have the underlying cause. Doesn't everybody? I mean, doesn't anybody, if you do something that's bad for your body, isn't there an underlying cause that you could get sick from it or something? I don't know. Someone's gonna have to clear that one up for me, but that is confusing. But here's the portion of our program. We're 28 minutes and 20 seconds into this, and this is where I have the possibility of pissing off people. And I'm not sure I really relish pissing off people. It's not, I don't strive for that on a daily basis. But fuck it, let's do this. Yeah. Okay, so 6 people have died after vaping across 6 different U.S. states. It's been in what, the last month? 6 people. And they, of course, let's get back to the whole, they're vaping, but they're doing the verb, not the noun. So 6 people have died in a month. In a month. Okay. How do I do this? Okay, hold on. Let me see. My computer's probably going to freeze me real quick as soon as this opens. So I tell you what. Let's not even give it a month. Let's say 3 weeks, just to get the number down, shall we? So give me a second. So there's what, 7 days in a week, 7, 14, 21. Let's just say 21 days. Bink. That means in the United States, in the same time period, 27,300 people have died from smoking. from cigarettes. Six people. And they're not even vaping this. They're vaping a drug. And no matter where you come down on the spectrum of, whether you're pro drugs or anti drugs or whatever, I think that we can comfortably assume amongst all of us that even marijuana has properties that alter your state of mind, which is kind of one of the definitions of drug use, drugs. It's not fucking heroin. It's not cocaine. I've never seen anybody out on the streets robbing a motherfucker for, a gram of fucking pod. But nonetheless, no matter how you slice it, no matter where you come in on it, it is a mind-altering substance. Some would argue even nicotine or caffeine is a mind-altering substance. And yeah, that's true. However, after vaping, I don't feel an insane fucking urge to go eat a bag of Doritos, a whole bag. So there's maybe just a little something more with, pot. Okay, but let's get back to the fucking point, shall we? 27,306. This is a full-page article on the front page of fucking Yahoo. 6 people. Go ahead and, if you would please, try to go find any story in the media at all about the fact that 27,300 people have died since this vaping story broke. I'm going to do a little prognostication here. And I'm not sure. I don't have any more information than you do, but I've got a theory. And we'll end on this note of this theory because we're a little over 30 minutes. I seriously doubt many motherfuckers are actually going to sit down and watch a 35-minute fucking video of me just rambling about shit. But here's my theory. There's something coming. There's research. It's fixing to come out that says vaping is good for you. It'll help you live longer. It'll improve your sex life. It'll make you grow taller. It'll change your color from your eyes from brown to green or blue. It'll solve male pattern baldness. I don't know what the fuck it is, but there's something. There's some sort of study that's fixing to come out that paints vaping in an undisputable good for you light. And these people, someone has found out about it. Someone has previewed it. Someone has heard about it. And that to me is the only sense I can make of this, that they are doubling down. They're trying to do as much damage as quickly as they can in order to turn public opinion so when this study comes out, nobody will give a shit. I honestly believe this. I don't have any inside information. I don't know any research that's going on. But to me, that is the only logical thing for them to come out and say that people are dying from vaping and using vaping as a verb to describe the noun, and also blaming nicotine. That can be the only explanation that I can figure. I hope that's true. I hope there is some research that's going to come out and just kick these people in the fucking teeth. I I hope. I hope. But at the end of the day, um, keep vaping. Don't listen to these assholes who tell you to stop vaping. You're not going to die. You're not going to get sick. You're saving your life. You're not going to become one of the 27,300 people in the last 3 days or last 21 days. Hold on. It sounds better if I use the daily thing. You won't be one of the 1,300 a day who die. What I've been telling people at the vape store is when you come across someone who is anti-vaping, I used to tell you, engage, try to enlighten them. Try to show them the truth. Try to show them the way. Now, I advise everybody who is a vapor, if someone comes up to you and says that vaping is more dangerous than cigarettes or you're going to die from it, do not engage. Do not. Say, thank you for your concern and walk along. You're not going to win the argument. You're not going to convince them. They've already made up their mind. They've already listened to the media. You know, I know that I'm not killing myself. You're not killing yourself. We're not paying to kill ourselves. We know this. We will persevere. We will continue to vape. I think that's about all that I've got to say today. So I thank you very much and have a wonderful day.